How's it going, everyone? It's Blake here from ChessPathways.com, doing some more Blitz battles today, and looks like I'm going to be playing against my own opening with black. We're going to get a Caro-Kann. So what to do here? I often play the classical. Let's play the advanced variation with e5 and see how it goes. Trying to mix it up a little bit. Okay, bishop f5, I'll play knight f3. I'm going to go for the short variation with just bishop e2. Okay, and black's playing one of these lines where they don't play the immediate c5. Makes sense. If black doesn't play c5 for a while, you can often try to prevent them from playing it at all with like knight d2 and knight b3. I'm just going to castle first. And, okay, this is often played to like give f5 to this knight. So black's playing like the positional version without the quick c5. And in light of that, I think I'm going to stop them from playing c5. I'm going to try to play knight d2. Okay, you route the knight here. And I remember that you often play g4 at the right moment, and you can get a good position in this case. But I think you want to wait for the bishop to come to e7. We can talk about this more after the game as well. But here I'm going to play bishop d2. I think I've had this exact position with the black a long time ago, back when I used to play this more positional line against the short variation. Okay, makes sense. Let's play... Well, are you threatening c5? That's kind of the first question to ask. And I'm not sure that you are. I feel like you're not too well positioned for that with your king still in the center. I might just play rook c1 and think about playing c4 in response to c5. Possibly, just trying to blow the whole position open. Okay, a6. So if I play c4 now, maybe it's... Okay, so c4, you take. Maybe you want to play b5, but then you have this big backwards pawn on the c-file. So I'm not too sure I'm worried about that. Maybe I play bishop a5 first. That's kind of one of the ideas I've seen in this line with bishop d2. And just force you to commit to what you want to do. Because if you play b6, now a6 is a big target. So I don't mind kind of, provoking b6. Okay, and now what do? a6 is hanging. You can play a5 if you want, but then I play a4. Okay, you can play that if you want to. I think I just come right back now. Okay. Interesting. So you're blocking in your bishop. I'm just trying to... Okay, you still want to play c5, probably. I guess I can't play g4 yet because you have knight h4. I'm probably being too much of a perfectionist here, but I really want to, punish this setup. Okay, let's play knight d2. I'm not sure if this is right. I'm thinking about playing b3, c4. Just blowing the center open because you can't castle? Okay, wow. Okay, let's play c3. That was also one of the ideas, making sure I can stabilize my pawn chain. Because if the c-file blows open, you can't contest it. Your rooks can't connect. So I'm kind of curious what idea black has in mind here. This is interesting, though, from a strategic perspective. Okay. Let's swap and bring the other knight to f3. Although maybe that's not best, because you have like queen e4 or something. You can be annoying like that. I don't know if you should go for that, though. I could play rook e1 there. And your queen's kind of low on squares. It's already kind of low on squares. Okay, it goes all the way back. Let's play b3. I know my bishop's trapped, but you can't reach it. And I really want to blow the center open while I have the chance because you're so tied up in the center. Okay, yeah, you have to untangle somehow. And I guess now c4. I have to free this bishop somehow now. I'm kind of locked in. So let's blow the center open. See how it goes. And I think I like this. I think this looks good for me. This looks promising. Okay, yeah, you can play that. Let's play bishop b6 to defend d4 and threaten bishop takes c5 in some cases. You probably have to take on d4. And then the question is, then what? Do I throw in some in-between move like c takes b5? I probably do. C takes b5 looks pretty promising there. Just opening up the c-file, pinning the knight to the rook so you can't take on e5 after I take on d4. This looks good. And this is often the problem black faces in the advanced Caro-Kann. If you don't play c5, you end up really passive, but if you do play c5, white gets such a lead in development, they can often meet it with an idea like playing for c4, and your position kind of collapses if you're not careful. So now we take here with an in-between move, now we take here, and I think your position's just collapsing. Okay, maybe not. Maybe there's this idea. Now you can castle, right? Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have allowed that. I think I got overconfident, missed an obvious move. I think I have an in-between move here at least. I can take on b5. I hope I'm right at least. Got to trust my calculation a little bit because it's blitz. And now I can take the rook at least on c5. And b5 is super weak if you take back. I guess you don't have to take back, but I mean, your knight's hanging, your bishop's hanging. Okay, take the rook. And I stay up a pawn. Okay. So queen c1's a candidate move. I could also just take... Well, no, I kind of like contesting this. But, okay, you can meet queen c1 with castling. That's the annoying thing. So let's take, I guess, while I can without you recapturing with a rook. And then come the b3 pawn, and then play rook c1. And then maybe bring that rook to c5. I'm just trying to increase the pressure to this pawn. Okay, so you're going to castle, but in the meantime, I'm up a pawn, have tons of pressure. Oh, okay, you're not going to castle. Interesting. Well, I still don't think you can defend your pawn here. I guess you can with rook b8, though. Any way to increase the pressure? I also have to speed up a lot. Okay, let's play queen b4 first. It's just better there, defends d4 and stuff. Possibly I fix the pawn in place so I can play for the a4 idea, although it doesn't work unless there's a pin, which there's currently not. Okay, let's play knight d2. Maybe knight b1, knight c3, although it's kind of slow. But you're tempting me if I can play it with tempo. But I think you just play knight c6 here, and there's nothing. I probably just have to step back to d2. Also, g2 is hanging. That's a bit of a concern, especially because I can't contest the light squares too easily if you take on g2. So that's kind of scary. I probably should not have allowed that. Okay. Yikes. Okay, and now I have to play d5, I think, to not get mated. But I do get to... Well, okay, how do you even take here, first of all? Yeah, you have to take like that. Takes... Okay, is this pawn going to fall? Surely this pawn can't survive, can it? How do you defend it? It's probably going to be a time scramble, but I'll do my best. Okay, well... Okay, check. Okay. Probably not the right square. Yeah, you have rook d8. Is there anything here? Ooh, there is something here. There is something here, I think. Queen takes c6, right? Wins. Queen takes c6. Good tactic to find. Of course, if you take, I swap rooks, take the queen, and it's a win. There we go. Alright, bumpy ride like it always was in Blitz, but pulled it off in the end. Although before I get too confident here, I have to actually convert this. It should be easy, but you never know with 15 seconds on your clock what could happen. I do have to make sure black doesn't trade off all the pawns. That's kind of the only way I could lose this. I think that makes my job a whole lot easier. I'm not sure what that's about. Because now I just play like this, and, well, I don't think you can take these pawns too easily, can you? Because I'm just going to play here. And take on f7. And you're probably going to resign. There we go. And I make a queen. All right, that was really interesting. Let's go ahead and hop over to the analysis board and take a look at this one. So, self-analysis. Yeah, so like I said, I play the Caro-Kann myself with black, so I've learned a lot of these lessons the hard way. So we get the advanced variation of the Caro-Kann. And of course, compared to the advanced French, the upside for black is you get this bishop out of the pawn chain. Definitely check out my videos on the French defense and Caro-Kann defense if you want more of a general overview. But I chose to play the most popular line here, the short variation with knight f3 and bishop e2, and now black has a big choice. Black can play c5 right away, but if they do, then the center kind of gets opened really fast. White's going to get a big lead in development. Black still has to spend several moves to finish their kingside development, whereas white's one move away from castling. And I think white's best move here is bishop e3, not c3 like you might see in the French defense, maintaining the pawn chain. Here, white cares less about the pawn chain and more about just starting a fight right now before black's ready with bishop e3. And c5's under attack. There's a couple main lines here. There's queen b6, which is insane. I covered this in the Caro-Kann video. If you take, then okay, you split up the pawn chain, but I get this tempo on your bishop. You have to play knight e7. And there's ideas with c4, and, white's trying to start a fight before black's ready. Black still can't castle. So these are some of the ideas. In the game, black chose not to play for the quick c5, but instead play the more positional route with just knight d7, knight e7, bishop d6. So when black does that, I kind of have two thoughts. I either want to kind of stop c5 altogether if you're not going to play it now, or, still be ready to, blow the center wide open if you ever do play c5. So I think this approach makes sense. Knight b3, knight f5. This is very typical for this kind of positional line in the short. I played bishop d2. Not sure if bishop d2 is the most accurate move here, but I know that I used to play this line with black with this kind of setup, and this move kind of annoyed me because there were these bishop a5 ideas at key moments, and, white just wants to put a rook on c1, possibly be ready to play c4. Maybe not, by themselves, but to especially meet c5 with c4 to blow the center open. In the game, I think I maybe shouldn't have allowed black to kind of bind me like this, to stop c4 and then play c5. But it's still very precarious for them, so bishop a5. The queen's not great here on e7. I wonder if I could even try to make like an a4 break work too, trying to go after the a6 pawn. But okay, I just came back because I wanted to keep this b3 c4 idea kind of on the table. I can't really do that with the knight on b3. And, okay, black plays c5, so now I really want to blow the center open because black's kind of blowing the center open. They're, far away from castling, they're all tied up, they can't connect rooks. So I stabilize the center, trade, b3, c4, and this has got to be really good for white. I think I might have misplayed this a little bit. Maybe I shouldn't have allowed, bishop takes c5, but I think even still, because I have this in-between move, again, the files just open up, black's not prepared to contest them at all. And whether you calculate everything out or not, you just have to trust that black is not going to be doing well in a lot of these cases. Then after this, it was kind of a bumpy ride. I'm not sure why I allowed the bishop to get so active and take on g2. That was kind of dumb, time trouble stuff. But even still, I mean, white's position is so overwhelming, I was still able to win. I found the d5 idea, trade, and that d5 pawn is super weak. And finally, the winning tactic, kind of tactics trainer style, very easily a position you could see in a tactics trainer. That's why you should be practicing it every day. Right here on chess.com or Chess Tempo or Lee Chess, plenty of websites have one. I think it's actually under puzzles now, not learn. Yeah, puzzles, Puzzle Rush, do your puzzles. And I found the winning puzzle. Takes, win the queen. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. Please make sure you visit chesspathways.com and get signed up there. Again, it's totally free, only takes 5 seconds to sign up. And I will send you a free move-by-move guide to chess thinking when you join. It took me way too long to become a chess master, and I want to help you do it in a fraction of the time. Thanks, and I will see you there.